Hi Taurus. Alright, happy December. Welcome to space if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning. Merry Christmas too, whenever you find this. Happy New Year, Taurus. Okay, so let me just share a few messages before we jump into your actual cards. I feel like, well, there's something new about this space and this time. But it's not a place you haven't been before. There's something about that. And it's as if, like, all the pieces are there. There could be new ones added in, and that newness is important. We'll talk about that a little bit further in a minute. But yeah, all the pieces are there, but everything isn't quite in its place yet. It's like, I keep seeing, like, you know, puzzle pieces in a box, but it's like you've already made the puzzle before, so you know where things go. You know what I mean? And yeah, I heard you don't have to worry about, like, as if you're missing anything. Or you don't have to worry about if you're wherever you're missing something, okay? What else did I want to mention? Oh, friendship. Friendship, long-range goals, these are emphasized. It's like, and I'm sure that as your energy moves in a methodical kind of way, there's some of this happening in this time frame, but I would also sense as we're getting towards the new year, you know, this next year wants you to kind of like reform something. You know what I mean? Again, it's not like creating something that you've never created before and going to this like completely unknown territory. It doesn't have that kind of shakiness behind it. It's like, and whatever the changes that you will undergo, because I do sense that they are considerable, perhaps to you particularly because change is the hardest for Earth, especially in fixed energy, right? But if you're open to it, say emotionally particularly, you're like, okay, I feel, did we talk about this? I feel ready for this, right? Then there's a lot of individual development, like development that can be done through your own action, and I feel like this is the right course. Now the thing is other people in your life are also significant. I sense there's something about like completely new friendships. Like it may be where you just realize, like maybe some of you meet a new friend, or you expand with this new person. It could be, I see this kind of like one-on-one energy, but it also could just be like your friend, like your circle of friends. Do you know what I mean? And the other people in your life are really important, because I sense that the other people in your life are very helpful to be a guidepost, and even teach you. You know, it may be, in ways of the socialization, I'm almost seeing it where like some of the people are like, you teach them, you guide them, of course, but then there's these people that are in the circle already, right? It's not a new piece, and they're guiding you too. It's like your guide, you know, you have each other's back in that sense. That's what friendship's all about, right? You can trust them, and you don't have a lot of unnecessary expectations in these other people, especially when we're on a friendship level, right? It's like, it's a little looser, it's a little bit more creative. But there could also just be random people that come into your life. They're also very helpful in ways of guiding you, so be open to that. But I sense that because of this openness, there's probably something about reflecting upon the connections that you have now, and there could be some big changes in relation to who you're connecting to, you know. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. Hold on. I took some notes. Now, this doesn't mean... how do I express this? This isn't an energy where it's like trying to associate with people to get something. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, it would be good to get to know them because they could give me this. If there's any kind of like power dynamic like that, could be this to you, another person to you, like, oh, they want something from you, but it's not a fair exchange, then you want to be conscious of your energy, because who you're connecting to is what is going to help your goals and dreams and hopes of now be achieved. But you want it to be something where I guess the other people in your life are kind of wanting to do the same things, at least a few pegs I heard on the board. I saw a triangle with like a bunch of pegs on it. And if you haven't met anybody, say recently, that kind of is like, well, there's somebody you already met that has changed your... Who is that? Who is it that you've met in your life, even if you don't connect to them anymore? Could be presently also, but like where you were like, oh my God, this person has changed my life. You know, maybe it's like, oh, that friend, just, you had that connection, or oh, I dated this person, I was married to that person, or my mother, or whoever this has been or is. Maybe it's both you want to look at just as a reference point. And I would say looking at your goals, because there may be some kind of like bigger goal that you might have said to yourself, like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can pursue that. Maybe some of you said, oh, it wasn't the right time. And perhaps you were right about that. But now it may be like, okay, yes, this goal, it is time to step forward with this, but I guess in that case you're going to have to not step forward with other things. So again, this is kind of prioritizing and managing the people and places that are in your life. And it could even be where some activities actually aren't, again, things or people, places aren't attractive to you anymore. So you might be shifting, if you haven't already. Okay, that'll show the like kind of the progression of the path. Okay, let's move forward. That was a long intro, but we need that 8 minutes. Perfect. There's Saturn. So on the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Swords, and this card actually says I love you on it. So first thing I saw was like, someone loves you so much, like you're so, who says that to you? And I see that someone loves you so much. Maybe learning about love in a different way, too. Okay. Let's see where you're actually at right now in relation to the cards. Oh, King of Wands. Go get it, Taurus. Good. Awesome. Oh, you know what? You're looking back at what you have been achieving. Let's see about that. Queen of Swords. Fascinating. Hold on a second. So right now, feeling strong. Some of you have somebody has a very powerful necklace, or like right now you have powerful protection. Let's make this about you. This is also, if there's like, to me this is fire or earth energy. So someone, okay, we asked specifically, this card was, where are you right now, presently? King of Wands. That is a very confident energy. I like that it's a horse, so this is actually feeling confident, not just like feeling okay. This is like, no, I feel good about what has been done. You know, I feel good about where I'm at. Now, As the Queen of Swords is what this horsey is looking at. Sorry if the lighting's bad, I'm still adjusting here. Which actually makes it really creative, but this horsey is looking back at the Queen of Swords, so maybe there was an air sign that's really important to you, or was important to you. It's interesting that was and is seem to be these points. Are you picking up on that too? Now, I suppose these can blend when the road connects, right? So there was some kind of decision recently. This is also to me, I'm seeing this as over the last few years. It takes a long time to get to the Queen of Swords, so this is about your communication. It's about your decision making, your conscious, like your, what is she painting the flowers? Oh yeah. Oh, this could be deciding some creative projects for some of you too. Okay, so you've created a lot in the past. Now you are here. I heard try not to think too much about what has been, exactly about what has been done, because those things have already been decided, right, completed, things like that. Now, I suppose there could be a few details to something that may need to be, like, touched up, or, oh, this I Love You card came out again with the Lovers. Wow. I guess this could also be expressive. I'm seeing this in a love way net right now, that some of you that Queen of Swords can be like single and divorced and widowed, and the Queen of Swords has a really long story attached behind her, right? She's been through a lot, and has spent a lot of time with herself, thinking, contemplating, pontificating, just the harsh truths of things, you know? But what she's trying to do is find the softness in it. So I guess where you are right now, don't let that stop you, the past, to stop you where you're going. You know, I could see that some of you were like, I'm picking this up on a natural Taurian energy. Say you're like Sun, Moon, something personal, Sun, Moon, Venus, etc. Where, I mean, overall, to me, Taurus is passive and very loving, and it's conscientious of others, right? So you can be conscientious of others, but please do not let the decisions of others and what they are doing specifically be the ultimate indicativeness to your forward momentum. Does that make sense? Like, don't stop your own individual goals. King of Wands, again, is like, it's not exactly like I do what I want. He's a conscientious being. He's a king, right? He understands greatly energy and how that works, and that it works best together. So I heard again, don't wait around for someone else to do something before, or to say something, or to tell you something, or to confirm something exactly before you move forward. I mean, if you want to ask a good friend, maybe that's this air sign, somebody that could give you good counsel, then sure, do that. But don't let, like, say, that which you love, because whoever it is in your life that, for instance, you stop yourself for, or have stopped yourself for, doesn't ever stop themselves for you. Not really. Like, they're always kind of their own individual, so that's part of it. And then we just received parental pressure, quiet contemplation. too much, not enough. You decide. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what you actually will be achieving. See how long we sat here. Oh, interesting. 15. How long we sat here with that. So I heard the past kind of pulls you back a little bit, Taurus. Don't let it do that. Okay, so what's in the future is the Ace of Wands, which is where the king goes into. The king always turns into the ace, right? It's the highest point. Then we roll all the way back around and we have brand new energy. You know, sometimes the Queen of Swords is about completing something. You know, maybe it's just recognizing about, like, again, where you are. And this will help you to determine the direction of what the direction is that's best for you to grow and to go. And well, okay, I wrote this down. It says, your desire for intense experiences through others should not lead to friends or other association. Let's say, should not lead to people, places, and things who will not, dang it. Your desire for intense experiences, because I know you enjoy the depth of them, right? Through others should not lead to those who will guide your life into paths you shouldn't take. Because there's almost like this unconscious kind of compulsion, I think, that's taking over, that's like pulling it into the past. But what it wants is like for you to be present, confident in what has been, and okay about moving into this future. Let's see what's up with your heart. 10 of Pentacles. You know what? I have to go grab the charger. Do you mind if you want to take a minute? Will it be too long? You know what? I don't feel like running. I'm going to stop this and come right back. Hold on. Okay, we're back. All right, you know what I was thinking when I took that little space in between? When we stepped away from it, right? What I realized is that this Queen of Swords could actually be someone that's like really creative, and maybe what you want to look at is you know, how are other people inspiring? And I actually feel like some of you are faster than other people, or you're ahead of something, right? Because that was the queen in the past, now you're the king. So you've stepped up a level and cleared your mind seemingly about something, right? You've gained some kind of clarity, and again, made some really conscientious. Queen of Swords to me is always on point. She makes awesome decisions. She's not candy coating anything, but she is optimistic and really loving. Again, she's just been through a lot. And that actually is what gives her her wisdom and experience, right? This person's wisdom and experience. So whenever you need that kind of support, you have that in your life. Again, who is that? Who are those people? Now, 10 of Pentacles in the center is awesome. So this is about the heart feeling actually really secure right now. You could be feeling very full. Some of you, money could actually be very good right now. You're feeling better about money. If we're going to take this in a wider sense, I guess this is also putting love into what you do, putting love into your family, putting your heart into the long term, putting your heart into the future. Putting your heart into the future. Do you remember the old reading we had called "There's Now a Song Being Sung in a Space That Was Once Silent"? It's reminding me of that. I heard you want to remember that you're allowed to be successful, okay? Now, 10 of Pentacles is also to me in the heart space here is showing me, well, there's something hereditary. Like, I don't know if this is like what you do for a job or one of your skills or something that you just love, is something that also connects to where you've been and what you do. I would also say in ways of, the way I'm seeing the heart right now too is in ways of health for some reason. So remember, taking care of, spending some money on what you like to take care of yourself, to spend your money on something that is good for you for the long term is okay to do in this month. Just a second. Let's see what these ones on the other side are. Okay, Taurus. It's as if, okay, it's as if someone has like a, it's like a magic lamp. It's a magic, I'm seeing a magic lamp. And then you also have this kind of like fairy energy. So both of these are, there's like magic in both your hands. There's something magical, I guess, you do with your hands. This is also something in relation to love. Oh, you know what? This goes back to the goals, right? This Ten of Pentacles, long-term energy. There was some kind of goal that you said to yourself, like, somebody said to themselves where they're like, you know, maybe they didn't know how to communicate what they wanted to get to the next stage, or they just had like kind of a negative connotation around something, or again, and maybe it just wasn't the right time, and again, you might have been right about that before, but now there's an opportunity to like tap into some old, so again, if you, let's pretend you had the genie wish. I mean, to me, you always want to be a little cautious with wishes, because remember, with the genie and Aladdin and all that, it's like, you know, you always get what you actually wish for. But let's take this in a really positive, conscientious, lighthearted, you know, fully conscious way. What do you wish you could do? What were some of the wishes, the thing that you wished for when you were a kid? You know, like, what, again, these long-term things. Like, for instance, one of the things I've always wished for since I was little was, like, I always wanted to have my own house. You know? Like, I always wanted to have my own house and, like, land and not a whole bunch of it, but, like, that was always something to me where I was just like, man, I would be so happy to have that. And the beautiful thing is I've actually achieved that through having, wherever I've lived, I've treated it as if it was my wish. But now it's almost as if with you, it's like this kind of situation can actually become like a different, more fuller reality. Is this making sense? But it takes, it's like, it depends who you're around. The energy of that which you're around. And I heard never say never. If there's something like that where you're like, I'd never do that again. I'd never get in. If it's one of those things, don't bother. Don't bother doing that to yourself. Don't diminish and put yourself in a little box like that. That's the I heard that's the unconscious talking that part of you that doesn't quite believe that it's possible, because whatever this dream or hope or love or whatever you're trying to grow in, this successful energy you're trying to expand in, I heard you, I see you believe it, and your heart believes it. It's like whether the mind believes it. Now, the thing is I don't sense that you're supposed to go at this all alone, and that's why the people in your life, or where you live, or your neighborhood, your friendships, your circles you're a part of, again, you're not stripping everything away and starting again nowhere land. You're adding to the you're adding to it. And I actually see that there's a lot of support here. Okay. Let's see what I want to see what you've overcome recent, like say over the last few years. 5 of Cups. Good. So sadness is no longer interfering with the goal. This could have been some mediocre, you know, 5 of Cups is usually disappointment with relationships too, some way, somehow. Right? Or not feeling worthy. Or being around people that don't appreciate you. You know what I mean? So maybe it's getting rid of that too. Interesting. Hierophant. Yeah, having more faith. Having people that believe in you. People that I see that. It's like, I heard you. Someone finally figured out who and what to give to, you know? And because part of the expansion of whatever's being created here, or what that is being created and will be created, now we're doing present, future energy, good, versus past, present, moving forward. It's like a person has become, someone's become more satisfied with the simplicity of things, right? Love is simple. Life is actually really simple. Right? The puzzle itself is actually simple. You get to expand on that if you want to. And I feel like that's what's happening. And it's almost like there's so much opportunity and support around this. You know, there's creative support, there's intellectual support, there's spiritual support, there's financial support. I mean, it's really all around you. So, Wire, don't deny that. Well done in overcoming that 5 of Cups. Some of you too, if you're still, for some reason, if you're still in this 5 of Cups, it could be about who you date or where you live. Like your actual residence. Maybe some of you are considering moving, actually, if you haven't already. Like, again, shifting into this new place some way, somehow. Or again, just finding different friends, or like who you hang out with, like where and what you interact with. Okay. Let's see. Oh, over here. 3 of Wands. So the Ace of Wands becomes the 3 of Wands. There's like different skies. It's like, okay, whatever your ideas are, whatever you are looking out upon, because again, these are bigger, wider things. I feel like depending on the weather, you know, it could be like, oh, it's about to be sunset. Like, I feel like that's a different energy. Or it's like, oh, it's a really beautiful, like, clear sky, not a cloud in the sky. It's like, okay, how... It's almost like, take the goals. It could even be thinking about your friendships. However you are focusing, however and whatever you are trying to focus and create with, that not only has to do with now, but also, again, future tense. Try to think about it in these different times of day. You know, maybe it's morning contemplation, like, oh, sunrise contemplation. Maybe it's on your lunch break. Maybe it's when the day is done, again, sunset. And you might see something in the clouds, or like when you're looking up, you know, when you got your head up. Because what happens when we have our head up, when we're looking up at the sky? It's like our heart's open, our mind is open, our eyes are open. Let's actually see what your brain's going with these goals. Oh my God, the Fool. So this has a timer on it, and it has a telephone. There's also a like a steering wheel. So some of you need a new vehicle, or something about a new vehicle. I'm seeing the year 1979. I guess this is also thinking practically on something too. Right, sometimes the Fool is like, oh, a person's actually being foolish, right? Oh, they're playing the Fool. But to me, this is more like, I've played the Fool enough. I heard I fooled myself enough before to know what it is that's going on in front of me. Like, a person knows that there are certain rules that they have to play by to make this happen. Like, there are certain steps that need to be done in a certain way to make it happen. And they're not rushing, which is also really good. Did we talk about this red balloon or like this red ball before? You know, maybe a journey for some of you could be helpful. Or again, like, I don't know if it's like some kind of conversation about time. Some kind of conversation about where you're going. I'm almost seeing like a person where they think better. They have like a different perspective on time when they're moving. Or like once they're moving. That's when the timing like shifts. King of Swords. Yes, this is definitely a card of success here. It's like a huge castle with all these beautiful balloons. If any of you have that thing with this $100 bill in the heart, I want you to know that, well, your love is worth a lot. You know, your energy, your time, where you put your money, that you are worth a lot. Maybe some of you need to figure out what your value is in ways of your job. Some of you might actually get a raise. But that would be because you believe in yourself. You know, I'd also say if for some reason you have a thing with money where you're like, oh, I don't know what my value is, or I don't know, you know, oh, somebody said this one thing about me once. I heard again, Hermit in the Three of Pentacles. It's like, no, don't why don't you, someone sometimes focuses more on that one negative thing, like, oh, well, no, I can't do that. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it takes too long to do that. Oh, the way the world is. Oh, it gets into this energy. I heard, don't bother. If you focus on the one positive thing, whilst being practical, then your energy ends up going in the right way. Because you ended up, again, this horse has like this huge turquoise necklace. It's so protected. And again, Queen of Swords is also a badass to have on your side. You know, because it's a different perspective. You know what I mean? It's like it's an honest perspective. So look at this. Better or worse? Check on the better box. Oh, some of you need a better bed. Or there's something about a better bed. Oh, one last thing. If you are working wicked hard right now and that's your main focus, you're like working on your job, doing all the things, you're using a lot of this energy. You know, time's getting a little wobbly where you're like, holy, the day's over. You know, that kind of thing. Make sure that you're giving time to again, others in your life now and in the future, because it's going to help. Like, I just saw the word champion, right? There's some kind of, again, success in that. And I heard some of you weren't ready before, now you are. Four of Pentacles. And there's actually a card that has a whole bunch of money on it also. That's got a big stack. So this is showing me, like, you want to think about what's important to you right now. Just a second. Because you know what? Some of the new... Lastly, I know it's a little bit longer, but we're just rolling with it. Some of the newness... Again, new people. I don't know if it's dating, friendship, however this is coming. It's like I think before you were a person was looking to like find peace in something, right? And it's like, I feel like someone found that. Now because of that, it's like someone's seeking a little bit more of a different kind of experience. Now, and it may not always be exactly like pleasant, meaning for you, I feel like it would be like a test of your own confidence, you know. That would be the unpleasantness of it. Like, say you've been antisocial, it's like, oh, well, now you gotta go be social, you know. Say, it's like putting yourself out there in a different way, or, again, communicating about it. All right. I heard you don't have to be afraid. No. Strength in the world. The world believes in your strength. This is also showing me such amazing, loving support in your world. That's what you want, is strong people in your world. Now again, for some of you, this might be a little bit of a challenge, where it might be like, Taurus, I need you to step up. Or maybe, again, it's the other people in your life where you're like, maybe you got some new people that you're like, wow, I want to do my best. I want to step that up. I want to think about the future. I want to, again, something that, again, you might have just not, whatever the situation. I heard now you're ready to build the castle. There's something about land, too. Like a new land. Or a piece of land. Or it's something like that. There's water. There's water around also. Alright, I feel like we could talk for a long time about this. Who is this Queen of Swords? Like, whatever we're doing here, like, who is it you can talk to about things? But not just where it's surface, you know, or like shallow. That may be an easy way too to like, not that there aren't different levels of friendship. That might be something to be aware of. You know, different levels of connection. You know, but anything that's shallow. No, Queen of Wands, she ain't got time for that. For some of you, I just heard, like, I heard someone say to someone, like, they had a bunch of things, and it was like, don't be afraid to get rid of the things that aren't being, you know, that aren't doing you any good anyway. It's okay. You always find more things. You always find more friends. You know, it's, however, I heard that really right now, there's no, I love you. I love you. There's no wrong way to go about it, and maybe that's just it. It's like, love is the important thing. Love and support and honesty, and that which believes in you and loves you, respects you. Because I do feel like it seems big, but I almost feel like there's this like kind of course. It's like the course of life is shifting. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, new roads, new lands. So please continue to pursue these goals, and don't take any shortcuts though. Okay? Again, you don't want to, we don't need to get into it. No, King of Swords, Five of Cups. No, you know shortcuts don't get you anywhere. It's kind of like stepping forward and believing in the higher purpose. Nine of Cups. And feeling awesome about it. That's the perfect card to me. That's perfection right there. Feeling so good. Alright. I love you so much, Taurus. Merry Christmas. Or whatever holy days you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas because I love a Christmas tree. I love a Christmas tree. Oh, lastly, those of you, it would be those of you here anyway. So, this year again, if you're a part of Patreon, they'll probably be closer to the Armenian Christmas, but I will be sending out Christmas cards, my Holy Day cards. So if you're part of that space, and you've shifted your address has changed or what have you, let me know, and I will send that over if you could put the subject title as Holy Day cards, that would be really helpful too. I can't do everyone on YouTube because it's just too much. That would be too many people. My wrist gets really tired. But yeah, anyway, I love you so much. I wish you the best Holy Day time. I do feel like these relationships, you just got Justice and the Hierophant. Like, both of these are about great commitment. Both of these are Venusian to me. So there's something really balancing out with Venus for you, which is about love and comfort. This is also Saturn energy. Saturn and Venus. Ace of Swords. Okay, yep. Alright. I love you so much. You take care. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.